Hey, Mike Rounds here. I just got off the phone with former Governor Tom Vilsack of Iowa. He's also the former Secretary of Ag. But Tom and I were governors at the same time. We've worked together on projects on a number of different occasions. He is now the nominee to be the next Secretary of Ag. I'm going to support his nomination. I think he's the right guy at the right time. Just had an opportunity to visit with him about the future of ethanol. We both agree there is a bright future, that there are some challenges that I think he's committed to help us overcome. He understands that, as an additive, you can run 25, 30% corn ethanol in with a petroleum product, really improve the octane and give ethanol producers a very bright future. But along with that, we also talked about some other things that we should be able to do, including with regard to our cattle industry. He understands the need for mandatory country of origin labeling. His challenge in the past has been, how do we get it done? How do we make it work? And I shared with him Senator Tester's and my approach, which is to actually give direction to our trade reps to negotiate with Canada and Mexico and to include in our trade deals the mandatory country of origin labeling is going to be a part of our policy. And so we're going to continue. We're going to reintroduce that legislation, and I think we're going to have a real ally in the Secretary of Ag. Furthermore, we discussed the need for more locations to be able to market our products. I shared with him Senator King and my bill that would expand the ability for small beef processing plants, pork processing plants, state license plants to be able to sell across state lines. And I shared with him some of the opposition that we had found, and that some of the big guys just don't like the idea that the state-operated plants get through the red tape easier than the big boys do. And they don't think that's fair, but I do. And I think that's the way we should move, to try to give our smaller processors that are just as safe and have just a higher quality production facilities, to give them an opportunity to market across state lines. And I think, once again, we're going to have an ally in the nominee, Secretary Tom Vilsack. And then finally, we talked about the markets themselves and about creating new markets. I'm convinced we can work together on a number of different issues. We know that this new administration coming in is going to put a significant amount of pressure on finding ways to address to a climate change issue. Based on that and their concepts involved, where we can help our ag producers to find benefits, I think we've agreed to work together. But I do look forward to, I plan on supporting him in this role, and I think there's a real opportunity here for producers to grow their markets. And along the line, I just have to admit, I warned him that the change back to a WOTUS or anything like that for our ag producers is not going to be something that anybody's going to want. Told him that I thought, the overreach by the NRCS in some cases with wetland determinations and so forth is something that he may very well have to deal with, and that we're going to continue to put pressure on a revised program to allow due process for those ag producers that find themselves in a precarious situation with wetland determinations that are made after the fact. But overall, a very good conversation, and one that I hope to be able to continue on with him as he takes on his new role once again as Secretary of Ag.